Hey, 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 welcome back to the Speak to Freedom podcast. Wouldn't it be nice to turn every speech into a speech? It's not impossible to do. In fact, in today's episode, I'm going to break down for you how to get more speeches from current speeches. All right, let's dive into this today. I realize that for a lot of folks, there's this desire to get on stage, and I get it. You want to get on stage, you want to speak, or you're already doing it. You want to be able to speak more or for more or more often, right? And the idea is it's not impossible to do so. You don't want to have to go every time you want to go speak out to, having to find a new stage, create a new relationship, be in a whole new situation, like start from scratch. Starting from scratch is not the greatest. In fact, a lot of folks, if you look at any business, will tell you that when you want to grow a business, it's better to serve current clients than it is to go and find new clients. Now, it doesn't mean you don't ever find new clients. It means that it's less time and energy and money, if done properly, to be able to grow your business if you have happy current clients, right? If they're already seeing you and already loving you and already engaging with you in some manner, the idea is to turn them into buyers at another level. Now, in the speaking industry, it's a little bit different, right? Because I go out into an audience and I speak. I may not have a chance to also, be able to speak that same group again. But there are ways to turn this speech into more speeches. I'm going to talk to you about three very specific things that should be, we'll call it thought about and worked into your keynote as a service or as a product when you're going out to the world and serving it. Now, the first thing is whenever I look at me saying I want to speak on a stage, I want to speak on the next stage, is for the most part, a few different areas where I can get new speeches. And the first one is I have to look at, for me, the people I am already speaking for, the company I'm already speaking for. It's a big piece because what happens is when I talk to this company, I'm already, serving and engaging with this company. I am trying to make sure that they absolutely love me so I can come back to do something else, something beyond this. Because a stage isn't just a stage in front of thousands of people. It could be a stage of a Zoom meeting. It could be a stage of a small group of people that are executives I'm doing some consulting with, right? It's really looking at my base of the keynote and going, how am I making sure that these people love me enough to let me go into deeper parts of the company? I've worked with companies where it started as one conversation, one speech, and I got introduced to a new person at the same company. I went to their group and then a new person in their group, and I kept going deeper and deeper, or more widespread, if you want to call it, into this company. And that's a big piece of it. The reason it's a big piece is because now what happens is I'm in a position to now serve this company without having to go to a brand new company, start from scratch, get to know these people, and go, right? It's not ideal. Now, yes, you want to have a lot of companies you can work with, and you do want to serve as many companies as you can. But as opposed to saying, I want to get 50 different opportunities, I got to go to 50 different companies. What if you get 50 opportunities by going to 5 companies in 10 different areas? Right. So you turn this speech into more by serving at a level, but also doing this. You got to show up and have conversations, get to know people, and make sure your message is so clear they understand why it can serve not just them, but also the other group within the company. Like I've been to tech companies that have an area of like, hey, this is the fulfillment service for like our cloud base. It's going to be like our automotive. This is our space program. There's all these different groups, right? They're not all together interacting. Like there's different levels at how they all kind of match and connect. And really that's a expansive space. And so I go, well, while they're one company, there are also multiple different attachments that don't know who I am. So what if I'm able to disseminate deeper in, and you have to initiate this conversation? See, when I look at getting a speech from a speech, it's an interview. I'm serving. I'm clear of message. I know what I'm doing, but I'm also trying to make sure I can do is then reach beyond that room to other people. And I got to initiate that. You can't just hope it happens because you did a great job and they go, man, they got to get this person in front of our people. Like sometimes it's not that. Sometimes you initiate a discussion, you have a conversation, you dive deeper into that department's needs and see what they're working on, what they need help with, and go, yeah, well, I could actually help in this area. My message could help you here. And you initiate a discussion that opens the door for more. See, most folks, they go give a speech, give a speech, I'm done. Great, I'm out of here. No, you don't do that. Your job needs to be serving people beyond that initial room. It's always an interview, right? The next layer, I will call it, when it comes to going getting speeches beyond the stage or speeches from this speech, is me going, hey, I have this group of people I've been talking to for an hour, right? Maybe within this room, they all work for a different organization or a different group, or maybe they want themselves to have some personal connection, personal coaching. There's something going on. And so, what I'm looking to do is go, the people that are here right now, is there a way that I can get them to book me for something for themselves or to refer me to somebody else that they can then book me? And so, you have to ask this question. Like, you have to, there's a little tool we used that has been great and phenomenal setup. And it's something I don't want to disclose right now because I don't want to give our secrets away, we'll call it. But you can easily pop up a QR code somewhere, a link to something somewhere. You can say, hey, go to my inbox and do this one action. You give them an action step, something to do next. And in doing so, that steps introduce them to something that they want from you. We'll talk about that as the third point, that allows them to share their contact info to get this thing from you. And so they share their information. It could be a phone number, could be a name, could be an email, could be a multitude of different things. They share it. And now you are in a position to initiate a discussion, and you can find out if they book speakers, or if they know somebody who does book speakers, or if they're looking to find out more about how you can help them based on what you talked about on stage. Now, this is a simple way of doing it, because if you think about trying to get new clients, right? You can go out to a room of people that have already spoke to you, and they know your message, they know your story, they know your structure, they know you, and they're warm. But a stranger that has never talked to you, never seen you, never met you, it's harder to develop that relationship that gets them to know, like, and trust you. But if they've watched you for an hour, that's a room full of people that are phenomenal fits for you. It could be great people that you can work with, and they already get you because you spent an hour serving them. Think about how many times you've tried to spend an hour with a potential client, like an hour. It's hard to do, right? It's hard to do on a webinar. It's hard to do in social media for sure. They have to consume so much to get a full hour of your content into their head and their heart. But on a stage, you just did that and they enjoyed it. So now have a discussion about serving them beyond the stage. Now, those are the first two. The third one, in my opinion, is the one that it takes more of the magic to make the second two work. And here's what it is. The third piece of this, which is really the foundational piece, is you must have a keynote that is created in a way that works in a very specific framework, a very specific process. Because here's what happens. You might have an amazing delivery on stage. You might be the best speaker they've seen in years. You can have this amazing, crazy, cool story. But the problem is this. If they don't 100% know what the value of the story is, or how to relay that value to somebody else, or how they can get help from you beyond that speech right now, well, then what happens is they liked you, cool, I clap, and they forget about you. So the separation between a person with a framework or a process and a person with a cool story is that a framework and a process has a promised result. A promised result, meaning there's a system behind the scenes, right? So they know that if they want to get this result, they can rely upon the system, not just the fact that you've successfully done something on your own, right? Some people have these really cool stories that they went through. It's like, great, awesome, powerful story, but I don't know how that helps me. I don't know that you know how to teach me to have your similar success. But if I hear a framework or a process or some kind of methodology in the background, I go, oh, wow. Not only did they have success for themselves, they can also create success for others. And that's a key piece of you being able to charge a higher fee, because now you're not coming in to tell stories. You're coming in to solve problems. That's it. You're coming in to give a keynote to solve a problem. And that problem that you're actually solving is one that they needed solved in some manner because they're struggling with something. And if they have the issue, the room full of people also have the issue. And now you have the ability to reach the room and beyond the room. But here's the thing. Your story has to have this step-by-step process woven into it. And then what you do, if you've done it properly, you get done with your keynote. You've told them what this thing is. You told them why it's so important. You've told stories about it. You've engaged. It's been fun. You have not told them how the process works. They know it exists. They know what it does. They know why it's important. They don't know how. The how is a critical piece, because what happens now is somebody goes, how do you do it? That's how you get more consulting, more coaching, more people buying books and programs to find out the hows. And at minimum, if they don't get the how, they're engaged, they're entertained, and they love the what's and the whys. And so now you're to see yourself in a position to get more stages, because people go, man, this is an amazing message delivered powerfully. It's so much fun. We need more people to see this. They want to introduce more people to your work, or they go, I love what this person talked about. We need that to take place in our lives, in our company, in our team, in our family. And when you have that kind of conversation at a deeper level, it's a game changer for what your future is as a speaker, right? Because as a speaker, your job is to get more people to engage with your message that you know the world needs. And I'm not going to bring your message to the world, you are. But you don't want to have to go start from scratch every time you get off of a stage. You want to be in a position to go out, give a speech, and then know that that speech you're at right now is going to turn into more speeches or more coaching or more consulting. And it's done it reliably, not hoping it happens, but a reliable process. That's it. I'm going to let you go. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, but also go to speaktofreedom.com to get more information if you are looking to speak to a life of freedom in any way, shape, or form. My job as a coach in that realm is to help you not just get great on stage, but get great at getting onto stage. All right. See you in the next episode. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Speak to Freedom podcast. I hope you found our discussion inspiring and informative. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode and want to stay updated on all our future releases, be sure to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you for tuning in today. Until next time, remember to speak with confidence and clarity so you can one day soon speak to freedom. See you in the next episode.